Hello, hello, hello. Hi, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. I am Thashna from Thashna Walsh Lifestyle Therapy, and this is To Inspiration, where I come on and give you some insights, some things that are on my heart, which I think may also be on yours from time to time, or some ways that I feel that you may need some encouragement or some guidance in order to take your life in the direction that you prefer and want it to go in order to experience things that are brilliant and beautiful. Now, today, I would, I woke up with a thought on my mind, and it was a thought about what we all need the most. If we had to choose one thing that we all need the most that would make life just perfect, it's one thing, and it's unconditional love. Unconditional love, which means the lack of fear, the lack of stress, the lack of any of the anti stuff that is directly related to love. And why I say that is because I have discovered within my own experiences of life is when I'm in a place of unconditional love, everything else seems to take a backseat. Any stress that I've been going through or anything that I have to do is so much easier to go through when I'm coming from a space of love. And I say unconditional love repeatedly because I can say love and people, it's like in certain countries, love has so many different meanings, different words to express the different levels of love. And in the English language, there's only love. And so when I'm trying to express myself, I'm expressing the deepest, purest form of love. So, and which is unconditional stuff. So there are no conditions attached to it. I don't have to be this, therefore I am loved. I don't have to be that, therefore I'm loved. I don't have to make you love me. I don't have to love you for you to feel loved. Love is just something that happens. It just occurs in deep inside of us. And when I say it happens deep inside of us, I do mean it happens deep inside every single one of us. Every single one of us, even if it doesn't feel that way. Why doesn't it feel that way? It's because fear, you have allowed fear to take root and to grow like weeds all over your love garden. And I know that sounds a bit dodgy, but you know what I mean. In your heart feels constricted, it feels tight, it feels contracted. When people walk towards you and say hi, I mean, I've done this, walk up to people and say hi, and they almost look at me and go, what do you want? Or I say, good morning. What a beautiful day. Some people respond, but especially younger people, they just look at you as if you're crazy. And in this day and age, I understand there's so many distractions and it's a fear-based world. Majority of the world is fear-based. So people are always not trusting each other. They're pushing each other away. Everybody's arm's length away. Hearts are closed in protective mode because there's very little trust. But living a life so closed off is like cutting off your own circulation. It's like cutting off the air from which you need to survive. If you don't know how to live with pure love coming from your heart, flowing from the fountain of your heart, then you're in trouble. You're in trouble because you're going to end up finding that life is going to be sticky. It's going to be hard. It's going to be a push and pull. And I'm not saying life is not like that, but how you deal with it, how you perceive it is different when you're coming from a place of pure love. For example, you might say, for example, there's someone that you don't really like. People talk about, I don't like that person, or I dislike that person, or I hate someone. How can you even hate someone? How? We hate people because we are hurting. It's the only way. We're angry because something is hurting us. We're upset because something has hurt us. And it may not be the person that you directly say you don't like. You just see something in them that reminds you of something that hurt you. And therefore, you've pushed them away and not giving them the chance. And I'm not saying your intuition, if you're really using your intuition, absolutely use that. But most of the times, it's just the mind that's playing this recorder over and over based on things that we've experienced that looks familiar. similar to a situation that we went through, maybe when we were 4 years old, 7 years old, or something like that. And then when you cut yourself off like that by just dismissing someone, later on down the line, you might even find that that person was somebody completely different to who you thought they were. And you go up to them and you say, you know what? I had you all wrong. I had you all wrong, because mentally you created a story around them. And it's important now to, they say you should live from your heart, let your heart lead, and let your head follow in hot pursuit. But your heart should be the leader, because that's where the love lives. But if your heart is bombarded and covered with negativity and fear and stress and anger, then it's time to learn how to forgive. And forgiveness is, like I've said before, it's not for the person that you think hurt you or the persons that you think did you wrong. Forgiveness is for you, so that your heart can now be whole again. So all the negative stuff that you've been holding there in forgiveness means you've dropped them, you've laid them aside, you've said no more. And then you feel lighter, and you feel the love starting to bubble up. You feel the peace. As you take a big breath and you feel your shoulders relax, you feel the tension drain from your mind and from your body. And then you go, wow, that was a big burden I was carrying. Now check yourself, look inside your heart. Are you fearful? Are you living in fear? Are you thinking that things are really hard? Things never go my way. How am I going to make this work? What's up? Why me? Why that person always pick on me, and they're talking about me and they're whispering about me, and I never have enough in my bank account. I'm always fighting with my parents or my siblings or my friends. There's always some drama, and I'm always involved in it. If you're one of those people, then it's important that you check yourself, because there's a story in there that's holding you glued to these experiences. And until you check the story and forgive, learn how to forgive and let go, release it, let it go, and start walking into the newness of the person you want to be. It's called ascension. It's like leaving all that stuff behind, lightening the load, and then you raise yourself up to a new level, a new energy, a new vibration, a new spirited self. In fact, you're letting your spirit out, because your spirit is always there, but it's been damped. All that love, that's your spirit. That's the God force inside of you. And you just like, with fear, you hold it down with fear. But when you let go and realize that unconditional love is the highest frequency, and when you live in that frequency, you have a ball of protection around you. You can live in pure grace, knowing that everything is working out. Everything is okay. It is well. It is all good. And when the challenges come, you can look at them and you go, whoa, you're here to teach me a lesson so I can grow, so I can become even more of myself. What is the lesson you've got to teach me now? Open yourself up. Don't shut down. Open yourself up. Receive it. Welcome it into you. And say, okay, show me how to walk through this problem. What is the answer? What's the answer I am looking for? But when you shut down, you shut the answer out. And it takes you a longer time to find your way through than when you welcome it, look at it. Because when you look at fear, 100% of the time when you look at something that you're fearful, you stare it in the eyes and recognize that there's nothing really there to fear. All there is a lesson to learn, a lesson. Learn the lesson. Don't be afraid of it. You know, it's like a child learning to walk. You know, they see other kids walking, they see their parents walking, their siblings walking. And of course, they get up on their 2 feet and they start putting one foot in front of the other. They let go of the furniture and they fall over. They don't go, oh my God, that's so scary. I'm never going to do it again. They might do for the first instance, but a day later or a couple of days later, they try it again and again and again, and they don't give up. You know, they're not like us. when we grow up as adults, we try something a couple of times and go, I've tried everything, I'm not gonna try anymore. Imagine if we all had that mentality when we were kids. I'm not gonna try anymore. We'd all be just scrawling around on the floor. No, because that's not, we were not born with a spirit of fear. We're born with a spirit of power, love, and a sound mind. And when you have a sound mind, you can process what I'm telling you. So you can feel the truth of it. When you have love, you can conquer any fear. And when you have unconditional love, you know that there is nothing to fear. There is absolutely nothing to fear. And then you realize that you're powerful. God created you in his image. Power is all yours. He's given you the kingdom. He's given you everything that you want. You don't have to go to him asking. You go to him saying, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Because you know who you are. You're living in a state of unconditional love. You've forgiven what needs to be forgiven. You dropped the baggage. And now you are living in your pure heart. Your heart is open. When you look at another human being, you see God in them, regardless of what they're up to, because God is in everything. God is in everything, in the dark, in the light, and in all the shades in between. But it's whether or not we're letting that God light through us. We've all experienced stuff, some really horrible, harsh, dark stuff. And some people have not experienced that much. But as far as I'm concerned, the two can be just as bad. Because if you haven't had any real life experiences, then you really haven't had any lessons. And when you have the real life experiences and you can come through them and learn the lessons, that makes you more powerful. So wherever you are, every one of us is somewhere on our journey. And we just need to embrace where we are, be grateful for where we are, not compare ourselves with our neighbors or our friends. Just say, thank you. Thank you. This is me. This is my journey. This is where I'm at. And I want to do better for myself. How do I do better for myself? How do I now walk through this thing that I am experiencing? Ask intelligent questions. You always get intelligent answers. Okay, instead of saying, why me, and feeling sorry for yourself, then you're only going to get more of that. So when you ask the question, especially when you open your heart up for the answers, you will receive the answers in a really powerful way that will really guide you on your life in the direction that you want it to go, in the direction of your purpose, because your heart already knows where you're meant to be. It knows why you came to the earth. It knows. But if you're bombarding it with all the negativity and the fear, and you're letting the news and the government and whatever is going on in the world scare the crap out of you all the time, then you're basically, your heart is just going to hold itself in contracted state because it's trying to protect you. It's saying, oh, don't, because that's the story you're telling yourself. That's the story you see people tell themselves. You know, you watch movies and stuff like that. That's like, you know, it holds you in fear. You have to be vigilant about what you're exposing your mind to. So you want to sit and watch negative things, then just know that that's what you're teaching your body and your heart to become negative, to hold on to those negative vibrations. That's what we are. We're vibratory beings. And whatever we expose ourselves vibratory to, we're going to be vibrating at the same frequency. That's inevitable. That's science. That's law. So check yourself. Just go inside your heart. I remember when I first started doing this for myself, my heart felt like a big piece of concrete. It was hard. And the first time I closed my eyes, I went into meditation. It hurt. It really actually hurt trying to break down that wall, because it was literally a wall there. But bit by bit, I get back into my meditation every morning, every evening, and I chip away a bit of it, focusing on love. I know the love is there, but sometimes we can't get to the love that's there. We focus on the love that we have for our children, focus on the love we have for our friends, our siblings, whatever the things that we're passionate about in life. Focus on the love for those things and try to bring that love into you until it helps you break down those walls, until your own spirited love comes flowing out. However you choose to do it, it's important that it's done. It's not a head thing. It's not a head thing. It's not something you think your way through. It's something you feel your way through. It can be painful. It may make you cry. You may feel angry to start with, but we have to go up the emotional guidance scale. And anger is higher than feeling completely despondent and hopeless. So if you feel like you've broken through and now you're angry, that's okay. Look at that anger. Where is it coming from? It's coming from a place of hurt. What hurt you? Forgive. Move on. Move on. It does not identify who you are. It does not determine your future. It does not. In fact, it can determine your future in the way that you want it to. If you want it to determine your future in a positive way, it will do that, because that's why we go through hardships. So I've been through the hardships. So right now I can tell you what I've been through. And I can tell you that what I am feeling and what I am sharing is something that I am experiencing, and I have experienced the hardships which have brought me through those to learn those tools in which to bring me where I am now so I can share with you. Don't be afraid. There's nothing to fear. But I understand if you're standing in fear right now, then just take one step. Close your eyes, check in with your heart, and just say these words. I love you. I forgive you. And thank you. That's the Ho'oponopono prayer. I think there are 4 things and I've missed out one. So it's, what is it? Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. Still missing one thing. I don't know, it's kind of slipped my mind, but I'll put it down in the comment section, in the description, so that you've got it. And I know I'm forgetting that for some reason. What's going on? Anyway, but yes, just look inside your heart and just love yourself. Love on yourself. Love on yourself. Because if you don't love on yourself, nobody else can. Your children may love you, but at the end of the day, they got to grow up at one point and go off into their own life. And who have you got there with you at that time? You have to love on yourself. You've got to let God love through. The love of God that flows and bathes everything in nature when you look around. You've got to allow that into your heart. Because if that's not in your heart, like I said before, you're in trouble. Got to let it out. Otherwise, you're not going to be happy. You can't find happiness, true happiness, without finding that love. That love for your neighbor, regardless of who they are. Because you got to see them how God sees them. And God sees a beautiful being because he created it. But they're also on their journey. So they might not be, quote unquote, agreeable to the life that you want to live. But they're still children of God. Children of the universe. We all are. Okay? And we all come from the same place. And we're all vibrating in the same space. Okay? So just check in with yourself, because once you clear this up, the rest of the world will fall into place. But unconditional love means there are no conditions to you feeling love. And there are no conditions to you giving love, because there's no conditions, the universe, because you're here. It just basically puts you here so that if you can experience life in the fullest. And in order to do that, your heart needs to be open, because that's where you feel, that's where all of it flows from. Everything flows from. Okay, so that's my share for this morning. And I hope this has blessed someone. I know that it has. I know that it has really blessed someone, because someone needed to hear this. And whoever that someone is, whoever you are, just know that I love you unconditionally. I don't have to know who you are. I don't have to know who you are, because I love you unconditionally, and you deserve to be loved unconditionally. And I would like you to close your eyes and go inside yourself right now. Go inside yourself right now. And say that prayer. I know it's only part of it, but you'll find the rest of it in the comments, in the description, sorry. So close your eyes. Take a breath in. And call yourself by your name. So say, whatever your name is. My name is Thashna. So I say, Thashna, I am so sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. Say it again. Thashna, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. And most times I can't say that prayer without getting emotional. But you keep saying that prayer and just letting go of the things that you're holding on to because they're pulling you down. You start feeling lighter and lighter. You feel like life itself will start getting easier for you. Whoever you are absolutely loved. And I send you a big hug right now. And yeah, reach out to me if you want in the comment. Happy to share, happy to answer any questions. And also, if there's anything you want answering and you'd like me to answer it via video, also share that in the comments. I'll be happy to help. Okay? Until the next time, shine your light. Let it shine. Open your heart. Let it shine bright. That's why you're here, so that we can guide each other in the path that we want to be on. Lots of love and peace.